Now bring to you yet another shameful example of how Pakistan not only betrayed India over the truth behind Captain Kalia's death, but has ever since been boasting of how they killed India's brave. A video taken during a Pakistani army function shows a soldier who claimed to have killed Captain Kalia and 5 of his platoon members sharing details of the encounter as well. If you remember, Captain Kalia was brutally killed in 1999 just before the Kargil war broke out. Listen in to what the Pakistani soldier Naik Bule Kandhan has to say.
कारगिल में आप मौजूद थे जी, खूब लड़े जी, हिम्मत, जमा मर्दी, शुजाअत, बहादुरी से। बिल्कुल। क्या तजर्बा रहा?
तजर्बा मेरा बहुत अच्छा रहा। बहरहाल इस तजर्बे की बताने की अभी आपके सामने 2 मिसालें, कैप्टन रुमैल साहब और हवलदार फिरोज खान, तो चंद 1-2 मिसालें और भी मैं पेश कर देता हूँ। वैसे तो ये 2.5-3 महीने की बहुत मिसालें हैं हमारे सामने। दुश्मन का एक अटैक हमारे ऊपर 13 मई को आया। उनके 6 बंदों ने एडवांस किया जो रेगी पेट्रोल था। वो ये चाहते थे कि जिस पोस्ट के ऊपर मैं था वो उस पोस्ट के ऊपर कब्जा करना चाहते थे, क्योंकि वो सबसे बड़ी ऊंची पोस्ट थी और उस पोस्ट पर कब्जा करके वो शहराई ले जो है उसको हमसे महफूज कराना चाहते थे। मगर अल्लाह का करना यूं हुआ कि उनके 6 बंदों ने लेफ्टिनेंट कालिया के साथ रेकी के लिए हमारी तरफ एडवांस किया। मगर हुआ यह कि वो एडवांस तो हमारे ऊपर कर रहे थे, लेकिन वो शिकार करने के लिए आए थे और खुद शिकार हो गए। हुआ ऐसे कि हमने जब उनकी इत्ला कैप्टन अली अख्तर साहब को दी तो उन्होंने कहा कि कोई बात नहीं है, उन्हें नजदीक थोड़ा आने दीजिए, क्योंकि वो ऑलरेडी लाइन ऑफ कंट्रोल तो क्रॉस कर चुके थे और वो हमारी पोस्ट के ऊपर कब्जा करना चाहते थे। मगर जब वो करीब आए हम उन्हें कैदी बनाना चाहते थे, लेकिन वो थोड़ा हमारे रेंज से दूर वो हमसे भागने की कोशिश कर रहे थे। हमने उनके ऊपर फायर गिरा दिया।
मैं सिर्फ इंटरनेशनल मीडिया को ये बताना चाहता हूँ कि ये जो कुछ भी हो रहा था ये लाइन ऑफ कंट्रोल के अंदर, यानी हमारे लाइन ऑफ कंट्रोल के अंदर हो रहा था।
बिल्कुल।
और ये सरासर जो है ये इसको जारियत कहा जाता है।
बिल्कुल, ये उनका एक जो है ऑफेंसिव टास्क या एग्रेसिव प्लान में कह सकता हूँ कि ये एक जहाना मंसूबा बन चुका था पहले से ही, मगर उन्हें मुंह की खानी पड़ी। इसी तरह हमने उन्हें आवाजें भी मारी कि भाई अपनी ये 6 लाशें वापस ले जाएं, लेकिन उन्होंने उनके अंदर इतना हौसला और इतनी जरूरत नहीं थी कि वो आकर अपनी लाशें वापस ले जाते। फिर हमने उन लाशों को, जैसा कि रोज़े रोशन की तरह यहाँ है कि हमने एक दस्तूर के मुताबिक लेफ्टिनेंट कालिया के साथ जो 5 लाशें थी उनको वापस कर दिया।
Captain Kalia and other soldiers were captured by Pakistan and allegedly tortured brutally during the war that lasted from May to July in 1999. The 23-year-old from the 4 Jat Regiment was the first Indian Army officer to observe and report the large-scale intrusion by the Pakistani Army into the Indian side of the line of control in Kargil sector of Jammu and Kashmir. He and 5 others were captured on the 15th of May in 1999 and were in captivity for more than 20 days. When the bodies were handed over to India, the autopsy reports revealed extreme torture, including cigarette burns, eardrums pierced with hot iron rods and amputated limbs. Pakistan's defense has always been bizarre, even stooping to the illogical level of blaming the inclement weather for Captain Kalia's death. All right, editor Gaurav Sawant is now joining us on this big story. Gaurav, was covering the Kargil war. In fact, he was right there when the bodies of the 6 brave men were handed over to India. Also joining us is our defense correspondent, deputy editor as well, Shiv Arur. Gaurav, let me first come to you. Of course, at this moment, it's a little difficult to actually verify the contents because it's been picked up from an online source, Gaurav, but still, the claims that are being made over there, how significant are they?
Well, this is a Pakistan Army regular who's making this claim, and it actually adds up. Now, he claims that it was the Indian Army that launched an attack, but the fact is different. So far, Pakistan has been lying all along. Pakistan did not even acknowledge its troops were there on the Indian side of the line of control, or that its troops were there in Kargil. Pakistan insisted they were Mujahideen. But this retired soldier clearly shows that they were Pakistan Army regulars who were there, that they caught, captured, tortured and killed Lieutenant Saurav Kalia and 6 other soldiers of the 4th Battalion of the Jat Regiment when they were on a recce patrol. It was a winter vacated post. They had vacated that post. They were going to reoccupy it. The Pakistanis were already in that post, and that is where they killed these troops.
Gaurav, we have with us Captain Saurav Kalia's father on the phone line with us. Mr. Kalia, many thanks for speaking with Headlines today. First of all, you've fought a long battle really to get justice for your son. It hasn't really come. The help from the government really has fallen short. Do you think this evidence will now help you go further with your fight?
First of all, I'm so thankful to all the media persons who have stood by me all these years. I'm so grateful to all the media persons.
Uncle, Gaurav Sawant here. Just wanted to ask you one thing. Now that the Pakistan Army regular soldier says that they killed Lieutenant Saurav Kalia, it just goes on to prove that Pakistan Army tortured young Saurav Kalia and other soldiers of Jat Regiment, and your case since 1999 that this was a clear violation of the Geneva Convention. They took prisoners of war, tortured them for 20 days and killed them. Your case gets strengthened further.
Of course, I have furnished this video clip to my advocate, Mr. Arvind Sharma, who is bringing our case in Supreme Court.
Sir, do you think Government of India, in the wake of this latest revelation, this latest video, Government of India should once again take up this matter in the right earnest with Pakistan and tell them to punish this Jawan and others like him, the officers who were there, who tortured your son and other brave soldiers of Fort Jat? Government of India should once again renew its demand instead of whatever that Aman Ki Asha is that's going on between the two countries.
Since this issue involves two nations, on our part, we can take the house to pawn, but we can't make it drink. This is our situation. But I have furnished all the details. I have informed all the relevant ministries, but it is for them to act.
Dr. Kalia, many thanks for speaking with Headlines today. He's fighting a long and lonely battle really to get justice for his son, clearly highlighting the fact that it was a violation of the Geneva Convention that these 6 brave men from India were tortured. Let me go across to Shiv Arur very quickly. Major General G.D. Bakshi is also with us. I'll come to you, sir, just a bit. Shiv, first of all, can this be used as evidence by India in an international forum for justice?
Well, it certainly can. The veracity and the authenticity of the video would, of course, have to be verified, Maha. But like Gaurav said, if this is indeed a Pakistan Army regular, it certainly appears to be from the video clipping of a Pakistani program, then certainly adds to the dossier of evidence that India already has on this specific incident. On another note, I would strike a more cynical note on whether it would actually hold as far as the case that India has against Pakistan, because remember, over the last 14 years, Pakistan has had one excuse after another. It has mounted a campaign of subterfuge over Kargil at large and specific, incidents of this kind in particular. So, even the testimony on a program by a retired Pakistan Army soldier, I would be pretty skeptical about how much ground it would actually have. But technically speaking, it is certainly evidence, and I see no reason why it shouldn't be part of what India uses as its follow-up case on Pakistan as far as Kargil is concerned.
Major General Bakshi, let me come to you now. This evidence really flies in the face of what we very recently heard Rahman Malik say, that there is no certainty that the Pakistani army did what it did, what India believes it did to Captain Saurabh Kalia. With this evidence now, is India's stand a little more strong?
Absolutely, but you see, what one is absolutely, very agitated about is the timing of this. It is a government-sponsored thing. How else does it come on Pak TV? And it is an affront. It is an affront to all those people who claim that just because Nawaz Sharif has won the election, now, there was such a wave of anticipation and euphoria in India generated by these candlelight walas and these Aman Ki Asha brigades, that now everything was going to be hunky-dory. I'm afraid what we have been watching over the last few months is absolutely to the contrary. And this seems to be a deliberate provocation, putting this kind of a grisly, enjoying the torture inflicted on our soldiers and parading it around, I think is uncivilized, it's barbaric, it is stupid, and I think it's about time that we realize what is what, that things will not change, and there is no point, in hyping up expectations, because you only get things like this.
Yes. General, what this also once again proves, this is a Pakistan Army regular. Pakistan has been giving us that spiel that they were mujahideen or terrorists who were on those peaks in Kargil. Once again, this is a Pakistan Army regular who says we were there, and it just proves Musharraf lied, Nawaz Sharif lied. It's the same Nawaz Sharif who's at the helm of affairs once again. So this time, India should be very careful. We should verify everything before we open the floodgates of our ties with Pakistan once again, sir, and expose ourselves perhaps to another Kargil or another Mumbai.
I totally agree with you. I was on the air, and that is the time Rahman Malik himself had come up to say that these bodies were, mutilated by the wild dogs, by the wild animals. Now we know who the wild animals are. The Pakistan Army.
Absolutely,
that
General.
Is what it is, and it is now on tape. It is documentary evidence. As you very rightly said, I think we should take a very close look at it, and then I think we should put it out to all the agencies concerned, and especially to the Red Cross and to the Human Rights Brigade, who do not tire of accusing the Indian Army of atrocities. And they just turn a Nelson's eye to all the torture that our poor soldiers have been inflicted to, and our country chooses to forget in its desire for peace with Pakistan at any cost. I don't mind peace with Pakistan, but I certainly mind it if it comes at the cost of our soldiers like this, our innocent citizens who are slaughtered in terrorist incidents.